In this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about liquidity. Where is the draw on liquidity? What are the best liquidity pools to trade? When is a liquidity sweep valid? And how to spot high and low resistance liquidity. This is episode 6 inside the technicals layer of the trader pyramid. No time to waste. Let's go. If you want to know the draw on liquidity, price does only do two things. It trades back to old high and lows, and it trades to fair value gaps and imbalances. The old highs and lows we call external range liquidity, ERL. And it's a fancy term for just old swing highs and lows. And why there? Because there's buy stops and sell stops at those highs and lows. And it likes to grab liquidity there. Internal range liquidity are fair value gaps, imbalances, IRL. Price likes to rebalance back to fair value gaps before continuing the move. And next to fair value gaps, you also have volume imbalances and gaps. They all do the same. Price just comes back there before continuing the up move. So price can trade from internal range liquidity to external range liquidity. We call this from internal to external, or it can rebalance from external range liquidity, sweeping and high, and then trade back into internal range liquidity from external to internal. The internal to external is always better. Why? You are trading with the trend. From external to internal, you trade counter trend. You basically trade the retracement before the continuation upwards. Both is good, but if you want the highest win rate, focus on internal to external. If you know external range liquidity and internal range liquidity, the next question is, what highs and lows do you actually target? Because if you go through all the time frames, there are a lot of highs and lows. Which one do you mark out? And the answer to that is weekly, daily, and session highs and lows. So before you take the trade, the most recent weekly high and low should be marked out. The most recent daily high and low should be marked out. And you should mark out the session highs and lows. Where's Asia high and low? Where's London high and low? Especially for the New York Open, my best trades are just back towards Asia or London high or low. That's it. And what you can do intraday if you want to trade the New York Open is that during the New York Open window, you wait for the Judas swing, the AMD, the power of 3, where during the open, you have an accumulation and a manipulation, and then we start distributing higher, all based on a higher time frame, fair value gap, internal range liquidity, back to old highs, external range liquidity. But now you might wonder, Dion, but why is this not a liquidity sweep, right? Because here this takes out liquidity. Why shouldn't I trade this? Why is this the manipulation and a valid liquidity sweep, and why not this one? First of all, of course, the higher time frame key level. But let's dive deeper into this. Because to understand what makes a higher low stronger or weaker, you need to know what intermediate term highs and lows are. An intermediate term low is a low with a swing low to the left and a swing low to the right. These blue buttons are short-term lows, and this is an intermediate term low. Same here, two short-term lows in between intermediate term low. Those intermediate term lows are the highest probability lows. If you're just gonna randomly mark out swing highs, you're maybe gonna mark out short-term highs and lows, which were way less likely to hold than intermediate term highs and lows. And together with the intermediate term lows, the liquidity sweep should happen inside a kill zone, ideally for futures in the New York Open, 9:30 a.m. EST. Because if you have a liquidity sweep during the New York Open, you know that the big money is involved and a big move is going to come. And the third pillar that makes it strong is the SMT Divergence. If you have two correlated pairs, in our example, NASDAQ and ES, same with gold and silver, euro dollar and GBP US dollar, they must follow each other. So if NASDAQ goes higher, ES should go high. When NASDAQ goes lower, ES should go lower. But what if they don't and they change their correlation? So in this example, NASDAQ makes a higher low, ES makes a lower low. They stop following each other. And a crack in correlation indicates a potential reversal. So in this example, we have NASDAQ that does not sweep liquidity, but it does the market structure shift, the fair value gap, the order block to trade higher. And I still took that trade for one simple reason, because we have an SMT. ES made the liquidity sweep. It made the lower low and then did the same structure. And the goal is, when you trade SMTs like this, is to long the strongest pair. And the strongest pair is the one that did not even go lower here. It was so strong that it refused to make a lower low. Long that one. Vice versa for short. If NASDAQ does this and ES does this, ES makes a lower high, NASDAQ makes a higher high. It means ES was so weak that it didn't even make a higher high. That means ES is the weakest, short ES. Long the strongest, short the weakest. So now you know how to find the drawn liquidity with internal to external. You know the most obvious liquidity pools, weekly, daily session with the AMD. And you know what makes a higher low strong, intermediate term highs and lows in a kill zone with SMTs. Then we need to talk about how clean we can make the moves. How fast can we get our trade towards the target? And for that, we need high and low resistance liquidity. And the name says it already. Low resistance liquidity is something we need to target because there's low resistance. Price just goes there. And this is building on top of our previous example. We have the daily weekly high, we have the session high, and we have the AMD. But in that same schematic, we have failure swings. Those are highs that do not take out any other highs. Failure swings are low resistance liquidity. So what you will see if those are left behind, that if we make that reversal, like we do right here with the fair value gap, the structure shift, look at how clean with big candles we go to the targets. It has to do with there's low resistance liquidity created. So these highs look like they're gonna hold. No, they don't. So if you want to have a higher win rate, do not put your stop loss close to low resistance high and lows because you want your position to be defended by high resistance liquidity. And there is where there was a liquidity sweep. You know already what makes a liquidity sweep high probability. The SMT in a kill zone with intermediate term highs and lows. So the low that happened here inside a key level during the kill zone is a high probability liquidity sweep, and this low is protected. Liquidity sweep in a key level. And your stop loss should go below a protected low. That's your defense. So in this example, we are defended by high resistance liquidity. We're gonna target low resistance liquidity. We make a structure shift with a fair value gap. There's order blocks, there's breakers. We go from internal to external range liquidity to session highs and daily and weekly highs. And there's where all the liquidity concepts come together. And now you build the liquidity layer inside the technicals layer of the trader pyramid. If this video helped you better understand liquidity, make sure you like it and share it with a trading friend. And of course, subscribe and hit the notification bell to not miss out of any of the 35 episodes inside this free futures mentorship. All the slides and the framework from this video are inside the description as a PDF and inside my Discord. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.